Making football fun again, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell announcing the league will be relaxing the on-field celebration restrictions, rules that fans, players, coaches, even some referees complained about in recent years. More fun is a good start, but what about more patriotism, too? Joining me now, Mike Bako and Ford O'Connell. Let me start with Mike, not only because he's wearing his yellow Hall of Fame blazer, but because he's a dad for the first time as well. Congratulations,
Indeed,
Mike.
thank you.
What do you think? NFL saying, hey, we got to make this more fan-friendly, but they also understand there's an underlying problem here, and a lot of fans turned off the TV and say they'll never watch NFL again.
What do you think is going to happen when they see their favorite players doing celebrations and thinking, why aren't they practicing more? Why are they practicing these celebrations? I don't think that these are made to bring more fans in. I think it's just made to ease the rules, make the players a little bit more amenable to some future changes down the road, and take a little bit of pressure off of the officials. Now, they don't have to legislate what is a penalty, what isn't, when it just comes to celebrations. But I don't think it's going to help fans and draw in more patriotism.
I don't know. Ford, if they brought back Billy White's shoes, man, those celebrations, I'll watch them every time. But I think Mike makes a great point. But here's the other thing. I think a lot of these big businesses, and Target is a prime example of them, underestimated the ire of public opinion and the impact to the bottom lines when it came to them taking a stand on social issues. In this case, it was Colin Kaepernick and his kneeling during the national anthem.
Well, look, to your point, since the days of Billy White Shoes Johnson, excessive celebrations is what NFL fans loved. It's as American as apple pie. What they don't like is personal grandstanding and political statements, and trust me, that hurt the NFL. Maybe not as much as cord cutting in the presidential election, but it was absolutely, certainly a problem. And look, that is part of the reason why Colin Kaepernick doesn't have a job. He's not a great quarterback. He's a subpar, overpaid quarterback, and bad quarterbacks don't get work in the NFL, but they certainly don't get work when you got baggage.
So, Mike, how do you see this shaking out? Because the response to me on social media has been, no, I'm not going to go back. There's some serious work to do to bring back some fans who, by the way, were fans since they could walk, crawl.
Yeah. I mean, they've turned off those fans. I think the cord cutting has something to do with it. I think a younger generation of fans finding college football more appealing, even though college football has its own issues. But I think also the lack of star players. Once Tom Brady retires, we saw what happened when Peyton Manning retired. Where's this next generation of player that fans are really going to hold on to? Right now, they're just rooting for the uniform and for the fans. They could do that watching college football without all of the additional politics and players like Colin Kaepernick, who are really being very divisive instead of being very inclusive.
Ford, should there be rules regarding that? Listen, other leagues have taken a stand and said, hey, you know what, everyone's going to participate in the national anthem. Why can't the NFL make tougher decisions on something like that?
Well, they're an oligopoly, and they absolutely should. Look at your current NFL fan right now. They tend to be older, and they tend to be GOP-leaning. But it is also, as Mike points out, it is a quarterback-driven league, and you're going to have to find that next star to build that wholesome atmosphere around. Look, and as Steve pointed out earlier, officiating is also a problem. The NFL is still the king of pro sports, but they have a lot to do to rebrand themselves in this new generation.
I do like that kid from Dallas, even though
Dak Prescott is the man.
I do like. Listen, I never rooted for Dallas my whole life. I'll tell you right now. But isn't that the kind of guy they need, though?
That's the kind of guy. But will he translate America's team? Certainly, they have to win on the field. But Elliott, their running back, is also just as big of a star as he is. Tony Romo going into TV as well.
When Dak's picked up his own trash, I mean, people fell in love with him, right? I mean, those are the kind of things. It's on the field is one thing, but you can see into this is a good young kid, guys.
They also fell in love with Cam Newton and then turned on him right away.
Well, we never turn on Lou
Dobbs,
is the way to go, like
Lou
Dak is next.